What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today what we're doing is we're going over what possibly is the best operating system slash ecosystem is the best to run ProPresenter or just to get in general. Basically the best possible way to run this stuff. So go ahead, like, subscribe. Let's get started. First of all, we're going to be starting off with the price and compatibility. Now for this, you're going to have some system requirements, mostly like some more RAM, storage, system firmware, all of that. So starting off with Windows 11, you're going to have to use a better processor, so 1 GHz or faster with 2 or more cores on a compatible 64-bit processor or a system on a chip, also known as SoC or SoC. We'll go with SoC. Basically, what you're going to have to do is you're either going to have to go and get a better processor from the store, or just in general get a new computer, which I do not recommend. Sometimes it's cheaper to get a new processor from either your local Best Buy, or if you live in California like some of the richer people do, no offense, you can just go to Micro Center and get a better processor. Another thing is RAM. You're gonna have to either get 4 GB or more. I recommend 4 just because it's a cheaper and better way. Next up is storage. You're going to need 64 GB or larger for a storage device. So if you want to get, I don't know, like a hard drive, an external hard drive, an SSD, and put it in your computer, and I used an external hard drive to get mine up and running. It was easier instead of going all the way and getting a whole new SSD and having it cheaper. Next up is the system firmware, but a UEFI, secure boot capable. So if you do not have a system firmware that is able to be protected from viruses or anything like that, you're going to have to upgrade by getting a brand new computer. Next up, you're going to want to get TPM, Trusted Platform Module. You want to have the 2.0 or higher graphics card. Now, if you have a gaming PC, then lucky for you, you probably can already go ahead and get it. But for the people who have a later generation laptop, like still running the first version of Windows 10, you're gonna want to get the DirectX 12 or later with a WDDM 2.0 driver. If you don't have a 2.0 or a 3.0, or let me rephrase that, if you have a 2.0 or a 3.0 or higher, you're gonna be in luck, bro. 1.0 or 0.9, anything below 1.0, you're gonna need to get a new one. Display, you need a high definition 720p display that is greater than 9 diagonally and 8 bits per color channel. So that means basically you need 1080 or 4K or 8K or all the Ks. Next up, like Windows 11, macOS Monetery also provides free updates and existing hardware. Mac computers that also support macOS Monetery include an iMac late in 2015 and later, iMac Pro 2017 and later, a Mac Pro late 2013 and later, 2014 Mac Mini, 2014 Mac Mini like this or later. A Mac Mini is also going to have the upgrades such as the SSD and external storage. Also, you're going to have a MacBook Air early 2015 or later, or you can either get a 2016 original MacBook or later. Next up on our list, compared to the previous macOS systems, macOS Monetery does not change in much of terms in design and theme. Windows 11 brings a new user interface which looks a lot like macOS. Compares by this, such as the apps, how everything is clustered together. Also some of the icons are more redesigned and more elegant, which also brings a new look to them and brings a much more cleaner look. Different from Windows 10, the start menu and the taskbar on Windows 11 are also in the center of your computer screen by default, but you can change it like Mac to where you can change it on the side, on the right side, bottom, or like the top side of your computer, but who does that? Crazies. If you don't like the design, you can move it to the left side. Like I already said, the start menu is designed with the round corner and doesn't feature live tiles like Windows 10 used to. In the start menu, you can find pin apps and access all the apps, and find the format recent files in the recommended section. Windows 11 taskbars look cleaner than the MacBook's dock or Mac Air or iMac, but I do certainly like how iMacs are all, you can organize them and all that. Now I get you can do that with you can used to do that with Windows 10 and 11, but at some things you can also do on Mac, which is better than Windows 11. Multitasking is a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. You can now switch your screens just like macOS. So you can also have widgets. You can basically multitask to different screens now. Very easy. The new Windows 11 features will also improve your productivity, so if you're at work and you need to get something done by the widgets, and then switching your screens a lot faster with the click of a button is way easier. Multitasking in macOS Monetery is so different in the previous versions. It just lets you work with two apps side by side. Obviously, it doesn't work better than that Windows 11 update. So, downside, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get as good as Windows 11. Windows 11 comes with a side widget panel. The one for macOS Big Sur. Windows 11 widgets tray pops up on the left side of your screen, while Mac's widgets and notifications appear on the right side. So, it's basically personal preference for the widgets pop-up screen. But you can also change it in the Windows 11 taskbar menu as well. Windows 11 widgets are designed to replace live tiles that provide users with important information at a glance. You can access it from the taskbar or with the keyboard shortcut like macOS Monetery. Windows 11 provides many widgets like news, weather, stocks, and some third-party widgets. So this will be a lot easier. So if you're into Bitcoin or Dogecoin, you'll be in luck. That's right, fucking you. Touch support is also available in Windows 11. That is not available in macOS Monetery. So this is a big downside for the people who love Mac and also want to continue using it. Sorry, people. It's just not going to get any better than that. Touchscreen support has been added to Windows since Windows 8. So if you were there in Windows 8 and if you weren't back when Windows 7 was a thing, then you live under a rock. It now gets better with Windows 11. It optimizes the new interface for touchscreen devices. So if you have a Windows Surface 10, or you can definitely use touch more efficiently than macOS. Microsoft builds a new open Microsoft Store on Windows 11. I'm gonna be honest, Microsoft, your Windows 10 store, it didn't cut it. It was too out of hand. Also, Windows 11 too for you gamers out there, for all the esports teams. Windows 11 does include battery life, so if you're gaming off of a laptop like I certainly do, then you're going to be in luck, because Windows 11, with its new laptops, definitely improves and you can last longer without having to plug up a charger every 5 minutes. Also too, you need to know that the Android apps are not from Google, but from the Amazon App Store. Additionally, Windows developers can now publish any kind of app, regardless of the app framework or packaging technology, and use their commerce engines. So every app now is on there. It's not just from Android or Apple. All the apps from Amazon, going from Google Play all the way up from iOS, is now currently stored on the new Microsoft Windows 11 store. So, which is a very good thing. App Store on macOS Monetery is redesigned from the App Store, so you can download iOS apps on Mac alongside with DMG apps like Chrome and Mac Universal apps. Traditional PWA apps can also be installed on your Mac OS 12 via browser. So you can finally game on Mac now. Similarities and differences between Windows 11 and macOS Monetery, which is better? Windows 11 or macOS? Both have strengths and weaknesses, and things you really value, but also too, you gotta look at which performance is better. Not all Windows 11 and macOS 12 Monetery is going to be the best. It's personal preference the most. It's up to you. For example, if gaming performance is what you most value, you want to choose Windows 11 because of that battery life and because of the better displays and updates. It's faster, more efficient. If you want to make your computer have seamless and integration with your iOS devices, you better choose macOS Monetery. So if you're going for that gamer style and all the games, then you want to go for Windows 11. If you want to go for the more photo editing and more of the Photoshop and all that, you want to go for macOS Monetery or just Mac in general. Both these updates are really good. I really suggest you getting one of them. Now on to the next one. Now that we've gone over the price, specs, and all this, we can finally go over, is it good to run ProPresenter? So, first off, starting with ProPresenter, these specs for ProPresenter are going to kill you. So, preferably, you probably want to get Mac with this, but here we go. So, HD 720 or 1080i, output without alpha key. So, you're going to want to run Mac for this, just because it's easier and faster and easier to set up. Any Intel-based Mac made in 2015 should be able to accomplish this, which means the Intel Core i3 processor or 8 GB of RAM. Windows 10, you have to have a i3 processor or equivalent AMD processor or better. So if you have an AMD Ryzen 4 or below, you're going to have to upgrade that to a 5, 7, or 9. Also to 4K, if you want to run 4K, you're going to have an i7 or i9 processor for Windows 11. Also same with Mac, 16 GB of RAM though for Mac, and a dedicated GPU. With Windows 10, if you're wanting to run 4K or 1080p 60, you probably want to go with Windows on this just because it's easier and half the specs are already in your Windows computer. There are minimum specifications we ever suggest running ProPresenter. We recommend better hardware for the ideal experience based on how you plan to use ProPresenter 7 or more. I think ProPresenter 8 is coming out soon. We just got an update for it about yesterday about putting notes and chords up on the screen. So if your worship team needs those, you can finally have that. Basically, if you want to run ProPresenter on any old device, you're gonna have to have it for macOS 10.14.6 or newer. For Windows, it's 10 by 64, version 1809, build 17763 or newer. So this will be very nice to have if you haven't already got that. But for the most part, for pretty much any computer, you can easily run ProPresenter with no problem. But for the people who are trying to go for the minimal, those are the specs for you to upgrade and update your computer for the newest to get ProPresenter. For the sample configurations, typical outputs, you can always download the software at no charge or to test performance on any computer. So of course, if you have an old computer and you just want to test it, you can get the free testing download. I'll have that in the link description below. And you can go ahead and test that, and it'll be a lot easier to, of course, see what your computer needs to upgrade, what it needs to update, and all of that. So yeah, that's the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed it currently, please like, subscribe, share this video. We're on the road to 100 subscribers to get it by the end of the year. It is December, almost Christmas time. A new video will be coming out shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time in the next video.